Hey guys, welcome to ANX Gamecast, level 121. I'm Unbiased Ann. I'm here with Genesis and Mike B. What's up, guys? Oh, I was like...
We just had this conversation. Did we remember how to do a podcast?
I know.
I don't think we remember.
That sounds like the name.
This is how we did it. We used to dab.
Oh,
dabbing
Lord.
it, right?
Just breaking stuff.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I almost broke it. Yeah.
No, we ain't never done that.
We didn't. We had to have done it one time.
No, I don't think so, Tim.
That's how you do it.
All right, well, how's it going, guys?
Feeling pretty good.
What are you excited to talk about today?
Mike?
You know what? I actually don't know what I actually want to talk about all the subjects really.
Okay.
That we're bringing up.
Okay, I'm ready to have conversation with Mike. I'm ready to talk about Promare.
Oh yeah.
Like for real. Like usually I want to do the conversation thing. Today, Promare.
Mm-hmm.
What you got?
Promare also.
Promare as well.
Oh.
Promare 2.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and do the social media thing real quick. Follow us at ANX Gamecast on all social media outlets and wherever you get your favorite podcast. Speaking of your favorite podcast, if you're still listening to this on Spotify, shout out. Apple Podcast, shout out. SoundCloud, shout out.
Shout out to everybody.
Just know that this is also available on YouTube. The video version is available on YouTube under AVersion TV. So make sure to go there, check out some of the videos, like the videos, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can get all of the updates. Y'all ready for round one?
Yes.
Round one.
Let's get into round one and talk about the anime that we're currently watching.
Mike B.
What you got? I ain't never heard of this anime. I don't know what this is.
Is this real?
It's not even really an anime.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the first thing I'm excited to talk about.
All right.
So what I'm going over today is a actual Sentai, actually. This is actually Chojin Sentai.
Why is that? That's too close to hentai.
Yeah, you know what? I get so nervous about saying the wrong thing. Like, I want to talk about hentai. No, my bad.
Wait, are these just named? Like hentai and sentai? Is that like a name? Like a person's name?
Oh my gosh, I'm loving this right now. Yeah, it's so Sentai is an actual name. That's what they use for the Japanese Power Rangers.
Oh, okay. And what's hentai?
That's Japanese anime porn.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
It means hentai means pervert in Japanese.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead.
So what? So you watching pervert?
That's not what I'm watching.
Oh, no, I
That's
got
incorrect,
my bad.
sir.
There's a clear difference between hentai and Sentai. Sentai, oh yeah, kawaii, you know.
All right, my bad. I got confused. Go
Okay.
ahead. Go ahead.
Anyway, so me and my friend, we've been watching different old school Sentais because for whatever reason, I start realizing that the old school Sentais are more mature. Like it's kind of questionable of, is this still a kid's show? Because I'm seeing people getting wrecked and destroyed in here.
Okay.
So Chojin Sentai Gentleman is actually the Power Rangers based on the birds. And this series actually came out. This is the series that came out right before our version of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Okay.
So I feel like
So
we
what's
missed
this?
a good
What's
treat.
this? Was this what's this? Early 90s or late 80s?
I'll probably say like early 90s. Yeah,
Okay.
about early 90s.
So you know all about Jetman, right?
No.
Are you sure?
Jetman?
So you like soap operas, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't really watch them now, but I did have a good long run with Days of Our Lives, and I did like it.
If you like soap operas, you'll love Gentleman because that's all it is, just straight drama.
Okay.
Straight drama, like constantly. Like I've never seen a Sentai team or Power Ranger team argue and fight with each other. Usually it's all about teamwork. We have to
And
work
the enemy,
together,
yeah.
fight the enemy, stop
Yeah.
the bad guys. No, these guys are literally like, I don't get along with you. I don't like your face. And I'm like, dang,
Just
people
fighting with each other.
Yeah, it is a good, like, I feel like we missed a good treat. When I was talking to a good friend of mine, he was actually looking it up and he's seen where a lot of people in their top 3 Sentai or Power Rangers, they would put Jetman up there as like either number 1 or number 2. Like that's how good it was.
Okay.
So, and I mean, just watching it, I mean, they're doing stuff like there's a character in there named Gray. He's a robot. He's one of the villains. This dude is literally smoking blacks and drinking like rosé. I'm like, okay. I'm like, can you you sure could not do that in America?
Why not?
Okay. Let's see like an actual villain character sitting there smoking some blacks and drinking some.
What was it? Skull. What was the name of the dummies at the high school?
Bulk and Skull.
Bulk and Skull. They weren't doing that.
No,
they weren't rolling up a fatty.
No, that's what we were assuming.
Oh, okay.
We assumed they were doing that.
Oh, okay.
But no, let them try to show that in America. Canceled. Get out of here. We can't have that for our children.
Well, I mean, they played Escaflowne on Kids WB, so
you know what? That is so true. That's so weird.
Times have changed.
Yes, they have.
You know,
Absolutely.
watch some commercials sometime, and it is kind of crazy. Like, I can't believe there's a commercial about this. Like some stuff, it's like
we let that go back then.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
So you got live action.
Yes.
Subtitles.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh Lord. Okay.
You know I'm all about the subtitles.
So subtitles from 1990.
Yes.
Live action. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let me get into mine real quick. I don't think anyone here has seen it, but I'm still watching Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon, based off Terrence's recommendation. Shout out. It's getting a little better, but it's still not. It's still, again, the way I peg it is an average anime at best. Just like, okay, all right. Like if you like the fan service, like
got plenty of it.
that'll put it over the top for you. But if you don't care about the fan service, it's just an average anime.
Okay.
So he's the main guy's getting stronger and he's leveling up and he's doing all that kind of good stuff. And it's like, that's cool, but it's like he's not really doing a lot on his own. People are just giving him stuff. Like, here's this. Somebody left this random book here. If you read it, you learn this cool magic firebolt. Like, oh, here's some dope armor in the back of the store here that's cheap and you can afford it. But no one likes the person who made it. And like, here's this and here's this for free and have this. And it's just like, yo, can somebody give me something for free?
I know that's right.
You know what I'm saying? Can I get a buck or two? I don't even know. Bell, I think his name is Bell. Like,
wait, it's only the main character getting this treatment where he's just finding random good stuff?
Yeah.
Oh man, heck nah. Man, if I was on this party, I'd be like, say fam, nah.
Well, he ain't even had no party. He's just getting free stuff and there's no party.
Whoa, he doesn't have a party.
No.
What's a party?
A party.
Like you're having a party, like a birthday
party.
Gonna have a party.
So a party is like a group of people that you would
like you hang out with?
Not really hang out with. You can hang out with them, but you form a party to go into the dungeon to kill all the monsters.
Oh, okay.
Like a squad.
Or a squad.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. But it's called a party.
Okay.
And usually in that party, you want to keep it balanced.
Oh yeah.
Like you want to have a tank, take all the damage. You want to have a healer to heal the tank. You want to have a couple of people to do damage to the monsters. So that's a party. So he didn't even have a party. It was just him.
Wow.
And people just like, here's all this free good stuff. It's like,
my gosh.
So anyway, like I said, it's getting better. He a little better. He's leveling up. He's going deeper into the dungeon or the tower. Or, I don't know. I'm not really keeping up with the specifics because it's just like whatever. He's going, trying to reach a different floor in the tower, I believe.
So I was, like I said, I'm not too familiar with it. I think I've seen like a little bit of bits and pieces, but it is a comedy though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
so you've seen it since the last time we did that with our episode. That's the one I showed you.
Yeah.
So what'd you think? It's a comedy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I only watched it for like 5 minutes?
5-10 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what you got from it. So we're gonna talk more about that in round 2.
Okay.
But anyway, what you got? You watching anime?
Dragon Ball Z. So let's see.
DBZ.
Let's see where we're at.
Ooh.
Goku is flying back.
Hey guys.
Hi guys. Goku's flying back.
Goku here.
Gosh, Goku.
And Nappa and Vegeta are
Briefs
sitting around waiting for Goku. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to remember. So Goku, I know he gets back. He meets Namek.
What?
Who's the guy that met him to help him like get back?
No, Kame.
Oh, okay, Kami.
Okay, she meant to say Namekian.
Lord.
I know what you meant.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Namekian.
Okay, so I think he's back on Earth because it happened really quickly. It was like, so anyway, he's back, but it kind of ended there where he's like right there, but he's not there yet.
So I guess my only question is, and I think they explained it in some of the early episodes, but it's just so many episodes. So Kami can teleport to the check-in station.
Yes.
For the other world or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But you can't teleport anywhere else? You couldn't just teleport me right to Nappy and Vegeta briefs?
I know. I
true.
did think that was weird.
So, no.
Okay, I have a question though too.
Uh-oh.
So once he got back, he was like kind of going down. Remember, and he was like, "I need some senzu beans or whatever." And so that guy or whoever it was,
I believe it was Corn, right?
Yeah.
The cat.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Threw him the 2 senzu beans. But I thought you take senzu beans when you're already kind of defeated and you need to like come back alive.
Well, he just ran all of Snake away. That took him.
But he didn't seem like tired. He seemed fine.
Well,
he was probably a little fatigued.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to be at like full power before he goes in.
Full power.
So now he's flying around on his Nimbus cloud.
Nice. Okay. Song Wukong.
And Piccolo is almost dead.
Ooh.
I think is what makes it seem like.
No.
They said when he was reading the life signs, it's like.
Okay. So you just going through the whole story.
Well, just this episode, when he got back at the very end of the episode, he's flying on his Nimbus cloud and he's like almost there. And he said, I read 3 life signs, 2 regular, 1 very faint or something like that. So I thought he was talking about Piccolo because Piccolo's just hanging there like.
Oh, is this? I don't want to spoil nothing,
but Piccolo at the end of the episode was fighting again, and he jumped in front of the blast from Nappa.
Okay.
Like he jumped in front of Gohan was about to get killed, and he jumped in front, and they left us on that cliffhanger.
Oh, I guess maybe I'm forgetting because I remember what's his name doing that circle thing?
Destructo Disc.
What's his name?
Krillin.
He was doing the little and he flew it at Nappa.
Nappy.
She calling him Nappy.
And he he barely missed it. I feel like that was kind of the end. I guess I forgot the cliffhanger part.
Let me tell you the funny thing about that is the fact that when he threw that Destructo Disc at him, he was ready to try to tank it. Like, come on, let's see what it does. And then Vegeta was the one like, no, dodge that. Like, you idiot. Like, that's going to kill you.
Yeah.
Because little did he know that move was the GOAT.
I don't like Nappa, whatever his name is, Nappy.
You don't like Nappy?
No, because like he was flying around just destroying stuff for no reason. I was like,
he's a bad guy. You're not supposed to like him.
I know, but he was supposed to be waiting for Goku, and he just decided, I got 10 minutes, I can go destroy stuff.
Well, I mean, they never made the agreement that he wouldn't go kill other people.
Well, that
he just made the agreement that the little fight between them would stop.
Well, that wasn't cool.
You know what? I think that's one of the reasons why Vegeta just didn't really. He was kind of about him because it's like, bro, like if you notice, he kept criticizing him a whole bunch of times. Where it's like, dude, like, did you ever think? It's like, like, okay, like, so you seen the part where he was destroying everything and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, where he just kind of flew around. Yeah. So
it's kind of like, what if like the Dragon Balls were there or something more?
Like, think it through a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. He's not thinking. He's just going crazy. So
the only gripe I have about this episode especially is it just feels so drawn out. Like y'all,
that's Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I mean, y'all could have taken care of this like in 15 minutes. But okay.
Oh, they had to take up that 30-minute time slot.
I mean, I was just like, can we get to it?
It's Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
But that's just because you don't like what they were doing. Like, you don't like fighting.
Well, I'm just ready for the story to progress, and I just feel like we're stuck here. It's like, okay, let's
just imagine coming home from school every day and then seeing an episode and then it not progressing, nothing happens.
Yeah.
Then imagine you get to a saga, Frieza, where there's a whole week that you come home from school and ready for the story to progress and nothing happens for a whole week. Then imagine that next week when you're ready to see what's about to happen next, it's actually a start of a new saga, and Toonami takes you all the way back to episode 1 of Raditz.
I mean, I guess.
That makes me so mad.
I guess I shouldn't be too surprised because that's the same thing I said about Super. Like the whole tournament, I just felt like it went on and on and on.
Oh
and on
gosh,
and on.
don't get me started on Super.
And on and on and on and on
and on and on and on. Okay.
Sounds like it's ready. Sound like we're ready to get in round 2.
That's what that means.
Y'all ready to have this conversation?
Yes.
Round 2.
All right, so I had the same conversation with Terrence. It was really sparked with Terrence about what makes an anime's genre, because we had a conversation a long time ago. He was watching Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? I think because he can never get the name of the show.
Oh yeah,
right.
he always says it's wrong. He always says it wrong. It's funny.
Too funny.
So I'm pretty sure we're watching the same thing. He said it was like it got dark and it was like blah blah blah, and I'm like, okay, cool. So I tried to check it out, and it's like there's nothing dark about this. This is like a comedy with a bunch of fan service. So,
but didn't he say like in season 2 it gets dark?
I don't know. He always says that. So it's always the stuff that I haven't seen that gets to the way he's explaining it.
Right.
So, oh, you ain't seen that part yet, but wait till you get to this part. But anyway, my thing is a lot of the times the conversation ends up being about that I'm watching the dub version and Terrence and Mike watching subtitles.
Mm-hmm.
And then it gets into this conversation about, oh, it was changed and it's different and they changed the story and they changed all the stuff with the translation. And, you know, it's like, maybe, but I put it to the test. It's like, let's put this on mute with no subtitles and let someone determine what the genre is.
Mm-hmm.
So forget what forget what people are saying or what we're reading.
Mm-hmm.
What does it look like? And so we had a similar conversation about My Hero Academia. And I'm like, this is like an action comedy. Like there's nothing adult or mature or whatever about this. This is kind of goofy, right? There's a bunch of goofy parts in the movie and the show. So, Mike, what do you think about that kind of stuff, man? Because it's just like, what determines an anime genre for you? Is it just the story, or is it the graphics, or is it the music?
You want me to tell you something funny? I just remembered, because it's been a good minute since I had checked it out. I have seen the whole first season of this. I actually have. Now
is
that
it
I
wrong
looked at
to
it.
pick up
Of course
girls?
you have.
Yeah, I actually have. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna change
man.
this. Hentai.exe.
Yeah. Actually,
God, fan service.
it's gentleman.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, you're talking about my deal down there. I thought you were going back to the whole Sentai and hentai. Oh,
Yeah, I was.
Okay, I walked into that again.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway.
You jumped into it.
No, you know, okay, like I actually did watch this whole series. Then I think not the whole, but like the first season.
Mm-hmm.
And in all honesty, I mean, it does have some serious moments, but it's still like a comedy type deal, though.
Yeah.
Like to me, it is. Like there are some points in it where I was like, oh man, that's clean. I like that, but it's just an action comedy.
So I think I'm at the part where he does finally get a party member, the guy with the red hair who makes the armor.
Yeah,
but he's supposedly good at making weapons, but he doesn't make weapons anymore. Blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm at that point. And they went down and they fought a couple of monsters. They did their first trip to like a lower floor where the person was like, "No, you need a party to do this." So that's where I'm at. So I'm 10 episodes in. I don't know, something like that. I don't know how many episodes in this first season, but it's just like I said, even the parts that get a little serious don't last for more than 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and then it's back being goofy again. Especially after he saves the day, then it's just like all goofy. And my thing is, anytime you get an anime with that many of the facial expressions from the characters and the background changes pink, and it's just like all this like weird. It's like, man, this is a comedy. It's supposed to be funny. Like I don't know if I don't know if I watch the subtitle version, if those same scenes are funny in Japanese. I don't know what type of humor that is, so it might not be funny in Japanese. But
oh yeah, that's a good point.
But it's clearly trying to be funny, regardless of again what words are coming out of their mouth. So like I said, what makes it for you? Is it the script? Is it the graphics? Is it the?
You know what, man? I would really say it's the script. I'll probably say the script or so. Because I know like you have some where like the actual style of it, they do it in a funny type way. They make it look kind of weird and it's a silly kind of look. But I feel like this is just a there are some serious moments to it, but it's not like always serious to where, you know, we're looking at it like I don't want to just say I don't want to go to my go-to Berserk all the time or something, but let's say
but you have to have a barometer, and Berserk is a known adult mature anime.
Yeah, you can go to something like that all the time,
and it's not even close.
Yeah.
If you try to compare the two.
Yeah, exactly. You
Like,
know, you
it's
have a
not-
lot more lighthearted moments, and then I mean, you can look at a whole different array of animes and sit there and be like, well, this is like Black Lagoon or something, and you can
That's
sit there
racial.
Same thing. But you can look at that and be like, okay, like there's some funny moments in it, but it's a difference between, okay, this is action and they're just doing certain things, and it's a more serious deal. This one right here, is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? They have more sillier moments.
I mean,
in
even
it.
the name of the show sounds silly.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, come on.
Well, and it's going to be probably I agree. It's going to be the script and what is the majority of the content. That's what it really, I think. Because this is going way back, but for some reason it made me think of Saved by the Bell. Because Saved by the Bell is goofy, it's comedy, but they did have some episodes or topics that they covered that were more serious. So yeah, they still, like, there were times that were like, that's a pretty deep episode where they, you know, they talked about, you know, things that teens go through and whatever. But for the most part, 75%, if not more, 85% was all comedy. So
yeah, I mean, I feel like, I mean, I've been watching anime for a long time now. I can just look at the intro to the show
and just
with the music and whatever they show me, and just know what I'm about to get into. And like I said, nowhere in there would I peg, you know, is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon as something dark and serious. It's just like there's nothing serious about this. So again, I want to do some more experiments. I want to do some more watching of reading the subtitles versus watching it in English, and see if I can see any differences between some of these shows, My Hero being one. And I mean, I don't know. It's just, I just look at this and it's all bright and bubbly and colorful and it's goofy. And it's like, there's nothing serious about this. Like this is not for, I am not the target demographic for this. I'm not saying that it's not okay for grown men to like these shows. I'm just saying I'm not the target demographic. Like, they're not aiming this at me as far as like My Hero.
Well, here's my thing about, like, if you look at, like, that's why I want to kind of mention, like, when you look at like My Hero, that's like a shonen where it's like, you know, made for guys, and it's more, you know, you can tell, okay, this is more action based or so. It's not as funny or so. But then, like, when I look at the dungeon one, I'm like, okay, this is a different type of, I can just feel this is a different type of genre. It does have cool action elements in it, but
yeah, I think it's for girls. Honestly, for me, I think it's for girls. Man, and this is why I tell you why. Anytime, like the stuff with Clamp, anything Clamp makes, anytime you got a male, especially if lead character or not, but all your men walk around looking like women, and that's usually more appealing to like a female audience. Then the type of fan service that's in this, I don't know. I can just see like women enjoying this.
No, I could actually see them liking it too. Like, in all honesty, you know what?
Well,
like,
maybe they're appealing to both. Because I mean, the fan service, I don't think girls mind fan service, but
I think there's a large group of otaku girls out there that like fan service probably more than dudes do.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's a whole audience of girls, and you know, I don't know what they do in their bedroom at night. I'm just saying that's what they like, and that, I don't know, but there's a whole group of girls out there like that.
Okay.
In all honesty, I feel like this is just like a one of those ecchi type, you know, like you said, fan. I mean, like, usually when you have like a fan servicey, like, because this is more pretty fan servicey.
Yeah, but this is new fan service. This isn't 2000 fan service where you knew it was all for guys. And fan service honestly might be more for women and like teenagers, because some of the first anime that I saw, the fan service is not what it is today. Like, it was just straight nudity.
Yeah,
but it was called fan. You know, we refer to it as fan service, but it was just straight nudity. Now fan service is its own thing where it's like showing you everything that they can show you without it being nudity. So it's kind of like, so it's just different. Like, it's you know, fan service animes now are just totally different than they were back then.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. No, absolutely.
So I don't know. Like I said, I want to do some more. I want to put some more stuff on mute and just be able to determine and then Google what they're trying to say the genre is. I'm not saying that if you Google what the genre of the show is, that it's wrong. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying Terrence is wrong. That's all.
The other thing is though, like Mike, maybe you and Terrence and whoever have, trained your eyes and brain to read, the subtitles and be able to pay attention to everything that's going on. I don't consider myself a slow reader, but I have a very difficult time reading and watching, and keeping up with the story.
I think even if you've trained yourself, like that's what you watch the majority of the time, there are still things that you miss.
Right. If you turn your head for 1 second, you're going to miss something.
There's going to be something you miss every time you watch something subtitles, even if it's just a second or 2 seconds. There's going to be something missed that could give you a whole different experience to that show than if you didn't miss those 2 and 3 and 5 seconds.
Now, for me, it doesn't bother me because I've been doing it for so long to where, like I say, after a while, I can actually start looking because I actually know what they're saying generally. So sometimes I can just watch it and just be like, oh, okay, like I know what they're saying in Japanese now.
But even to that point, you generally know what they're saying, but you don't know exactly what they're saying. So if you don't read it,
I do have to read.
That might, but if you happen to not read that part, you see where I'm getting at?
Yeah.
Then you don't know exactly what was happening right there. You have a general idea of what was happening. Oh yeah, the bad guy showed up, and then now it's time to fight. But there could have been something very important in there, or could have been a joke in there. Where now I'm looking at this like, oh, this is goofy. And you totally missed the joke. You were like, oh, the bad guy just showed up and they started fighting. And I'm like, no, the bad guy showed up and said some kind of cheesy, lame joke, and then they started fighting.
Now, the thing is, now for some people that could be a problem. Now, for me, it's not a problem at all. I can look at it and get it all in detail and everything. But now for some, I get where you're getting at though, because that can happen. Like you said, you're more focused on reading, but I feel like those are people who are kind of start off with the subtitle part of it. But in all honesty, when it comes to certain portrayals of characters, like we can go back to like one of our old podcasts that we did.
We used to do podcasts.
Oh yeah,
back in the day.
Remember back in the day? Back when let me stop. I forgot. Okay, but anyway, one of them we did was on Steins Gate.
Yeah, and Steiner's Gate.
And one thing that I've seen was the difference between like the English, because I watched both in English and in subbed. And one thing I noticed that like with Darwin, that was the guy, the computer guy, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now his portrayal was a little bit different in terms of how he came off as, like, he kind of came off more cooler when he was supposed to come off more nerdier, but the same general concept.
Cool. He was cool aware though.
Yeah, like, well, see,
in Japanese.
In Japanese?
Yeah, in Japanese, he was more of a, oh yeah, I like girl stuff and like anime otaku type stuff. You can tell he's really hard into it. Where in the English version, he had a
But here's the deal.
Well, I wanted to get to this one point right here. Like, so generally what I wanted to get at was just even though it was like that, we could still understand. There's not like a whole it wasn't like a whole I would say like it changed the core fundamentals of what the character is. It's just that
there's a difference.
Yeah, there is a difference, but I wouldn't say like okay, if I watch it in Japanese and then I watch it in English, that okay, it wouldn't be funny or something like that. I wouldn't put it like that,
Well, I guess the difference is usually when they do rewrite things, it is to appeal more to American-based audience. You don't have to make him the super geek that they might have made him in the Japanese version to peg him as he's a geek and nerd. Because they showed that plenty. Like he was on chats and he couldn't get a girl. He was desperate for girls, and he was always playing that little hentai game. And like, he still came off as the nerdy geek in the corner.
Yeah,
and I know how to hack, and let me press my glasses up, and I'm hacking. So it's like, just because he wasn't as geeky, it's not like they made him into like a tough guy.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, it doesn't get too lost to where it just changes it completely.
Right.
You know, you're
So-
still going to generally be able to tell.
So, like I said, I think I still stick with the eyeball test. I can look at something and within 3 minutes or less tell you what genre this is, and just because something happens one time or something sinister happens or there's blood or whatever,
That's not going to change.
that's not going
genre.
to change the whole genre of the show.
Well, here's another example right here, like Dragon Ball Z, you know, because we know so much about it. Like in the Japanese version, Boo had a
Bibbidi bobbidi.
bibbidi bobbidi Boo. So, you know, Boo had more of a serious type voice. You know, like it's completely different from
Same
our.
with Goku, right? He sounds more serious in the Japanese version.
No, not at all.
Oh,
No.
opposite.
no.
Ours sound way more serious.
Oh, okay.
But,
okay. I knew they were way different. I couldn't remember.
Yeah, but they are like very different. Like his is very different. But like Boo's voice was like way different than what like our like gentle nature type was. But you could still watch it and know, okay, this is generally how this character acts. That doesn't change.
Well, which Boo?
Fat Boo.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was. Yeah,
Because I'm gonna say the what's face Boo,
Super Boo.
Super Boo was, he had the deep voice.
That is
Yeah,
interesting,
yeah,
though.
exactly.
That is interesting, though. That can change the perception of a character, though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it may not change the whole story, but it still changes the perception.
Yeah, because like I said, Boo went, yeah, it's me, Boo. But then you go to, hey, this is me, Boo. You know, or you know, he talks like that, and you're like, huh, okay, like this is what they were going for. So like you say, can do that, but generally, it doesn't change
The whole story.
the whole story.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I can't imagine Fat Boo with no deep voice. That don't even make sense.
I
Just
know,
by the
it's
way it's
weird.
drawn, it doesn't even make sense. So anyway, we're gonna do some more comparisons.
'Kay.
Something now you can watch out for
Unbiased and
while we're watching animes. See if
Okay.
you can tell the genre.
Okay.
Nice.
Y'all ready for round 3?
Let's do it.
round 3.
What do we got? A review of an anime. I know we're supposed to be doing Final Fantasy. It's coming. We're going to do it. But, we got sidetracked with Pokemon Go, and then Mike showed up and wanted to do a quick anime review. So, yeah, let's do this. Promare movie.
Dope case.
Yeah, that's a nice case, man.
Video case.
I didn't even get that. Oh, let me see that. Let me get my hands on that, man. Hey, fam, let me go and get this off you, man. Oh,
Mhm.
that back shouldn't come off. Okay, let me see. Oh man, that is nice.
Fancy.
Yeah.
Let me borrow this.
The case,
I'll bring it back next
the
year.
steel case and all that is like way doper than the anime itself.
Yeah.
Gosh, what really?
Yeah,
Wow.
this anime was terrible.
Yes. And we don't talk about this, Mike. We do not talk. This is the first
Wow.
time that we're having a conversation. It was terrible.
This was not good at all. Like, I felt like this did a disservice to Kill la Kill because I actually like Kill la Kill.
Yep.
Give me that.
Give me that.
Oh gosh.
I actually like Kill la Kill.
Wow.
And this was I was expecting more. I was expecting something better. The graphics were not good. The graphics were horrible. And I was just like, what? Why Trigger? What are you doing? Like, why did you do this?
I got lost in the first 5 to 10 minutes. I was lost. I was like, I have no idea what's going on. And I feel kind of dumb saying that, but I just was like, what's happening? I don't understand.
Well, it was a whole lot of time that went by where nothing happened. There was a whole lot of nothing
It was
happening.
like there was a fire, but then it turned into like a fight or something. I don't know. I was just like, and the graphics, they changed. They kind of flip-flopped. Like in 1 minute, they would look really pretty and really colorful. And 1 minute it'd be like super geometrical type stuff. And then there was like a futuristic type thing going on sometimes with like these, the shapes. I don't know. It was just kind of all over the place for me.
I mean, the look of it was very different from like your typical,
Yes.
Animes and so that
well,
you
it was
did.
like
but it
95%
was a-
CG.
Yeah, it was, but it was a certain type of style that they were doing.
To where Kill la Kill was not 95% CG.
Oh yeah,
You see what I'm saying? And the Kill la Kill had that kind of like that old school shading and art style that we like before they went to more of the CG, right? And then so I was at least expecting to see that, and it was like, no, you get none of that. You get more CG, just pile CG on top of CG.
So much CG,
and it was just like, what is happening here? So what I will say is the graphics to me were trash. The effects were dope. Like it had cool effects. Like, oh, here's this fire explosion over here, and here's this ice thing over here, and all the effects were cool, but the actual graphics themselves were kind of plain and kind of basic. Especially like in the beginning where they were showing like the city before it got all tore up, and it was just like every building looked exactly the same, but it was all smooth and didn't have any detail. I think that's what was lacking here. Any specific detail on stuff that you would normally have detail on, the characters. Some of the robots, the mech stuff had a little more detail, but the characters themselves like just didn't.
So was there something else before this, or this was like a brand? I mean, is this attached to a show or something?
This is its own standalone.
Okay, because this may have happened because I got lost, but I just felt like there was no character development. I just got.
Oh yeah, I felt the same way too.
Yeah, they did it kind of out of order. I feel like some of those scenes that they put like in the middle, once they finally started explaining stuff, I feel like they should have just went ahead and put those scenes in the beginning. Even if they don't show that character right away, you still could have shown some of those scenes earlier on. I think it would have had a better impact.
Well, you know what? Like, I do agree with you on the whole, no character development, because they have like their firefighter team that fights the fires that happen in their universe, and they're called the Burning Rescue. So on that team, they had probably 5 different people on the team, but we don't really know anything about them. Even like their main police, not police, but
even at the end.
Yeah.
We never find out anything about these people.
You can't build a connection to them. It's like, that's one big gripe that I had about it, was the fact that there wasn't enough character development. Because even for like their firefighter chief, it's kind of like he's supposed to be really cool and all this stuff. It's like I can feel like there's supposed to be something behind him, but I don't know what it is. Now, if there were one thing I said to myself is like, okay, if there's supposed to be a series behind this, like they're like, okay, we're announcing, okay, there's gonna be a TV show, then I'd be like, oh, okay, like I may have been able to forgive a little bit of the no character development, but
for it to be a standalone, you're like,
yeah, exactly,
yeah.
Because like you said, I'm still like, most definitely, I'm sitting here asking questions the whole time. Like, okay, so what does this person do? Who is this person? What do they do?
I was asking questions too. I was like, man, I wonder if Mike is gonna give me my $24.99 back for this for this crap movie. I was asking questions.
Oh gosh,
like
man.
I mean, there was a time like probably 10 minutes in. Like I wanted to turn it off. I didn't want to watch anymore.
Oh wow!
I was just like, nah, I can't. This is not. I would have never watched this. It's like, and I was like, I'm contemplating actually committing, physical acts of violence against Mike on the podcast for making me watch this. I was like, man, I'm gonna hit him with that. Psh, you know what I'm saying? With that hiya.
Hiya.
I was like, what is this I'm watching? So this is. I can see Mike liking this though. Mike likes more of the. Mike is
action
more
base.
Well, Mike is more into.
Why are you saying Mike in third person? He's right here.
Because I don't want to hit him. Like he's more into. I feel like you're more into like superhero stuff, and that's what this had the superhero feel to it.
Yeah,
like,
villain and
like you got your main bad guy and you had your main good guy, and he was gonna overcome and he was gonna. But this reminded me of like Saturday morning cartoons. Like that's what it reminded me of. This like something that will come on Saturday morning somewhere. For I don't want to say little kids.
No, not little kids.
But I mean, I think if you take the random unnecessary cussing that they did in there, this could be something for little kids.
I don't know. It felt kind of complicated to me.
It wasn't really complicated at all.
Well, you're an adult. I mean,
but there was nothing complicated about it.
Well, I got lost, so I don't know what my deal is, but I got lost in it.
I think you started watching it too late.
Could be it was late at night.
Oh,
Mike,
goodness.
I don't really stay up.
No, you're good. No, because here's the thing about it. Like I said, now, for me, plot-wise, like I said, it's just, it was very hard to follow. And even I had a hard time because, you know, like usually I can look at it and I can put the pieces together. Like, okay, I know where they're going at. I know where they're trying to get at. But on this one, I think even I had to go back to the beginning of it to listen to the explanation of what's going on because, you know, you just kind of start off in the beginning of the movie with just going into a terrorist group. Yeah. You know, just going crazy and stuff, which, you know, my thing is I actually did like the style and the artwork and, you know, of course, the effects. I loved all of that. I loved the action. I loved what they were doing with it. I just didn't like how they were explaining the story to it. Like in all honesty, when that group came in, I was like, what is this group for? What are they trying to accomplish? What are they trying to do? But like you said, they explain that stuff way later on, which, you know.
I think some of that stuff, because they didn't explain it into detail, it's not that I got confused. It was like, that's the bad guy. Like, I didn't need to know the whole backstory right at the end of that person. It would have been nice. I'm not saying that it was a good thing that they didn't show it to us. Like, it would have been a lot better if they would have. But it's nothing that got me lost. It's like, okay, these people are firefighters. Okay, there's a fire that was caused by these bad guys. Okay, now there's a big fight, and now they're transforming with mech suits.
Oh yeah, they were like Transformers. I forgot about that.
Yeah, and all this kind of stuff is like, okay, so that's how they're gonna battle. And you know, and then they they beat them and then put the fire out. It's like,
I got lost. I got so lost.
I was like, okay, like
I said, I mean, it's a simple concept. I mean, there's another anime out here. There's another anime that's made by the guy who made Soul Eater. I think it's like Fire Force. Now I was like, okay, there's two animes just like this, but like, I mean, this one was pretty good. Like I said, I honestly loved how it looked. I mean, even like the whole, you know, in their universe, they had their whole squad that was like a special forces type squad, the Freeze Force. I thought that was actually really awesome. The way how they utilized using like these ice bullet type deals that they're shooting, just how it looked, how it was hitting.
It was dumb, and I think somebody had to tell them that this was dumb.
Oh my gosh!
Because okay, Mike.
What?
All right. I'm gonna break it down.
Okay,
we're going to school. We're going back to we're going to chemistry, right? When the last time you saw somebody use ice to put out fire?
No, what they're using
no. When the last time you seen somebody use ice to put out fire?
Never.
When was the last time you seen somebody use fire to melt ice?
Yes, I've seen that
all the time, right?
Yeah.
So they literally didn't explain how any of that worked.
No, they did. They did explain it later on.
Again, they literally did not explain how that worked until like a little bit past the middle of the movie, which was 2 hours long. So it's kind of like, I'm just sitting here watching this whole time, and they're shooting ice at fire, and it's putting out fire, and I'm just like, this is so ridiculous. Like, what is happening here?
I mean,
why? In what world does this make any sense?
I wouldn't fault them for that.
And then they put this little 2-second clip. If you went and if you were eating potato chips, you know how you get that crunch and you can't hear the TV. If you were eating potato chips, you would have lost. You would have missed the whole explanation on why the ice puts out fire. I mean, you would have missed the whole. And it's like, and they just added it in such a random place. Somebody must have said, we might want to explain this, boss, because this don't make no sense. And they're like, let's put it in right here, right in the middle of the movie.
I wouldn't fault them for that, though, man. I mean, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that they do in anime where you're like, wait, how do you do that? How do you do this? And then later on, they explain it. I mean, they probably could have done it better. But I mean,
I agree. I agree they do that a lot in anime, but it's not a like basic ice putting out fire. Like, it don't make any sense. Like, I don't think I've ever seen even an anime.
Well, here's the thing about
that was like, I'm gonna use my ice character against the fire person.
Well, here's the thing about it. They did have a regular firefighter team that took out fires using, you know, your typical chemicals and water, you know, to put out stuff. But then when you have to deal with the, what do you call it? The burning, like they were using that special type of ice because what they had to do, they had to freeze them because if they got too cold to a certain temperature, they couldn't produce any fire. So it's like, I was like, okay, that makes sense, you know, because
no, that's not what happened, was it? It's not that it's the fire caused the reaction to make the ice form.
Yeah, it was like a special type of way how they were doing it. But I mean, even when they put them into the prison, they had them freezing in there, and it's like, okay, they couldn't really, I mean, they had their hands locked up and everything too, but they weren't able to like produce a flame.
I don't know. I feel like I can fault them for that because it made absolutely no sense. And then they, like I said, they just threw a couple of sentences in the movie, and it's like, okay, so now everything you've been seeing makes all kind of sense, and it's not goofy or silly at all. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah, but
it's
at the same time, Kamehameha doesn't make any sense either, because how does one focus chi to shoot a blast out? That doesn't happen like that. So I mean, we get the general concept of what they're going for.
But I think the concept of shooting energy beams out of your hands has been something like established for a long time. I don't think ever anybody established how ice can put out a fire.
Well,
yeah, I mean,
but I think it boils down to the fact that they just jumped in immediately. You know what I mean? I think that's part of this. Like, they didn't really build up to anything. They didn't explain anything. They just
like in
went
the beginning, when they were showing all of the characters posing with their name and the fancy background, they could have used that time to explain what was going on with this ice.
I think I like that part.
Yeah,
that part was cool. But then, like Mike said, you did nothing else with those characters.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was like, you spent all this time showing me. And they had some kind of goofy one-liner, and they posed, and you could have been explaining to me how this ice works.
Yeah, it would have worked out a whole lot better, like you said. Like you said, the detail of it, they didn't go far enough into detail, which I agree with. But like I said, I can't fault them for that, though. I mean,
well, if it didn't bother him. So
yeah, it bothered me. It didn't make no sense. I don't know. I got a bunch of notes here. I don't want to just read down the list. The music.
Oh,
the music was off the chain.
Yeah,
I love
good.
the music.
I wouldn't mind seeing if they got a soundtrack and try to find it. I would get it. However, the movie was so long and drawn out. I don't know if you noticed this, but they used the same music over and over again. I'm like, what's happening here?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I like that song. I wish I could hear it again. Oh, they're playing it again. Cool. Oh, they're playing it again. Oh, they're using the music again and again. And I'm like, okay, like, did y'all just get like 2 dope songs and just use it for the whole anime?
Yeah, I noticed
there was an element to this anime, and I know it cannot be true because of the effects. There's something about this anime that seemed cheap, like the CG, like the excessive use of CGI, the repetitive use of the same music over and over. It's, you see, and the lack of like animation, because it was mostly CGI, and we know it costs more for them to do normal hand drawn animation versus something with a CGI. Something it felt kind of cheap. Like it didn't feel like and maybe because one of the last ones we watched was Weathering with You, which wasn't cheap, and that's another thing that happened in this movie. I don't know if y'all caught it. I know Mike probably did, but they had the fake names for major brands in this movie again.
Oh yeah.
Which is the one big thing that was in Weathering with
Yeah.
You, which is why I was telling everybody to go watch it.
I didn't notice it on this one.
Yeah, I forget what it was. It was, but they had a bunch of like little cups and stuff with fake names, and
But that song at the end, oh my gosh, I loved it so much. That was the best.
the one at the end, or the one that's on the main menu of the DVD.
No, that's the one you like, I thought.
Yeah.
No, the one at the end is a little more, I feel like, I don't know. I can't describe it, but it's different.
So what I'll say right now is, if y'all see that movie on the shelf and then the soundtrack next to it, just get the soundtrack. Just get the soundtrack. Just get the soundtrack and keep it moving. Like, don't concern yourself with the.
Well, would they have a soundtrack? Because they only had 2 songs.
They had more than 2 songs, but it was 2 that they kept using.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, over and over again.
Over
They
and
kept
over
doing
and
it.
over. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Trust me, I noticed that too.
But good. I mean, the music was dope, though.
I got a quick question. You remember, the main guy. I don't remember these people's names. The main guy. The good guy.
The good guy. I think his name was Gallo.
Okay. Remember when he was at the building with the bad guy and he realized what the bad guy was doing? The moment when he realized, wait, you're doing what? You're using these people? Whatever.
Yeah.
And then the bad guy locks him up in the little cell.
Yeah.
How did he get out of there? Because next thing I know, he's out with like other people doing
Then
stuff.
the building started to get tore up by the dragon. The other little boy turned into a dragon. Because he was angry. He was finally gonna go kill somebody because the whole thing with the burners,
the burning,
whatever they're called, is that they don't kill people.
Mm.
They're like Batman, right?
Yeah,
they don't kill people.
Okay.
But he was just like, nah, I'm tired of this. I'm about to go kill this dude. And so he was that big dragon, the fire dragon, and he was like tearing up stuff. So like the building he was locked up in got tore up.
I like totally missed that part. All of a sudden I was like, wait, how'd he get out? What's happening? Okay.
Yeah.
What you got over there?
I got a whole lot of stuff. Let me see. I'm gonna read down these notes. You owe me $24.99 plus applicable fees and taxes.
Get out of here with that.
You and Terrence like wasting my money. I might actually punch you on camera. These are real notes. These are real notes that I have right here.
What? You didn't even. What about the action though, man?
I mean, the action wasn't even that great. I don't really like mech battles. It was like limited to like mech battles and like I'm shooting fire at you or I'm just shooting ice crystals at you. Like that's what it was limited to. So it was like I wasn't
even appealing to the eyes.
Well, and that's the thing. That was the part that was hard to follow for me. Not the story. It was what was happening during these action scenes exactly. Because everything just kind of meshes and runs together, especially when they kind of change the colors. To everything matches and everything's the same colors. It's like who's hitting who, what's happening here. Like some people are fighting, I get it, but it's like okay, now your armor's tore off. Now you getting new armor from somewhere, and so what I will say, one of my notes on here is that it's a situation where it wasn't a good movie from an entertainment standpoint, not for me, but it was more like an experience. Like you have to experience this movie for the cool effects and the cool music, right? But it wasn't like an entertaining movie. Like, oh, I want to go sit down and watch this movie. Like, I would not recommend anyone to go into this with that mind frame because I feel like you will be disappointed if you just go in like, oh, I'm gonna watch an anime movie. Like, this would be a good movie. It's like, nah, it's a good experience from a graphic or effects. You know, and even from the beginning, I felt like that's all they were doing. Look at these cool effects we can make. And I'm just putting it in your face. Every chance I get, I'm giving you a new cool effect. And look at what we can do. I feel like that was more the point or the agenda of the movie versus them making something entertaining for me to watch because I was not entertained.
No.
Yeah, that my take for like a certain type of people, I'll just be like, if you're trying to go for like a really deep type story and where you're looking for like some JoJo's level type like haha or type deal or whatever, like you're not gonna get nothing like that out of here. You know, it's not gonna be such a deep concept. But if you want like just action and mayhem and just action for the sake of action, where you can just be like, oh, okay, I like looking, like you said, kind of like the experience of just like looking at what's happening. Or so that's a really good treat.
So I don't know what they had in Houston when you were little.
H-Town.
But we had like a real IMAX theater here.
Yeah, we did too.
I'm not sure that I've experienced IMAX in a movie theater because it's just like an IMAX screen or using IMAX technology. But we had an actual IMAX theater in the 90s where the seats reclined. And literally, you had like a big curved, humongous screen that you were kind of immersed in. A lot of people went there to look at the stars and the galaxy. Didn't you kind
of have to lean all the way back to or so?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
This would have been a dope movie for that, like a real IMAX experience. No, let me take that back because I think that's what they're naming what's happening in the theaters, an IMAX experience.
Yeah.
No, the actual IMAX theater where you recline. I think that the seats rumble and vibrate. I can't remember. And you're looking like you're in the stars, like you're in the that would have been dope for this movie.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I think if with the soundtrack going, the music, and then you're seeing all the colors and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's what really would have gotten people immersed. Because like I said, I do admit, like I said, but if you're trying to just look for like a really good like story, like to me, it's good story wise to where it's like, oh yeah, oh man, like I didn't see that coming, or this some really good storytelling. You're not gonna get that.
Yeah, because I think for me, like I want a good story and I want good characters. I didn't like any of the characters, and I didn't like the story at all.
Well, you couldn't get attached to the characters because they didn't do any character development.
Like I didn't care who died.
Yeah,
like whatever.
Yeah, I do think I personally thought it was very visually appealing. I guess I did like a lot of the graphics. They were very different, but I thought it was I for the most part, there was some stuff that I was like, I don't like how they did that, but there were a lot of it I thought was pretty, and I like the design of the buildings and stuff.
It was like, it wasn't enough to get me through 2 hours.
No.
You see what I'm saying?
I understand.
Like
I know
if it was shorter, it'd be like, man, like that was cool. Like, but then it just kept going on and on. The other thing I didn't like is so we talk about story, but then we also talk about script writing.
Yeah,
and we're talking about dubbing. It was just filled with like cheesy one-liners, and
that guy reminded me of Johnny Bravo or something. That's when I first saw him. I was like,
oh yeah.
That looks like
so
Johnny
I wrote
Bravo.
down 2 of the specific one-liners that I thought were really horrible. Where the guy was arguing with one of the bad guys, and no, he wasn't arguing with one of the bad guys. It was the guy who was trying to take credit for what they had done, right? And he was like, "Yeah, what are you gonna do about it?" And I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. He's, I'll note that in my report. I was like, what?
Oh God,
Mike's face. Mike. You're making this face like. That's a good one.
Well,
I love that part.
Well, what I'm thinking about right
He's gonna
now,
write it down.
It goes right back into the whole subbed and dubbed thing, because, like I said, I'm sorry. Like some characters, when they say it in English, it sounds silly, and it's like it does sound like pretty silly. Where it's like, oh, that's corny, but then it's like, in Japanese you hear it, and it's kind of like
I think that's the best way to put it. Most of this was silly and corny. Like all the good guys, straight corny.
So you watched it with subtitles?
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
Which like, I'm not gonna lie. Like sometimes when I watch it in Japanese, I'll sit there and say to myself, "Man, I bet this sounds so corny in English." Like, because like I say, like because the Japanese actors, they add so much emphasis to it, to where it's like, oh, I like you forget about just the line what they said. Like I'll put that in my note.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'll put that in my notes or something like that.
Yeah.
Where they'll put it in a way where you're like, oh, I like how you said that. And,
right.
And then it's more, you like what's happening more. It's more, you're more immersed. But you hear an English person say it and it's like, it don't have the same
effect.
Yeah, it don't have the same effect.
So I got one more. I got one more one-liner from the little boy. I don't remember his name. The blonde-haired boy.
Oh, I think his name is Leo.
Leo.
Yeah.
If we don't eat, we die. It's like, oh, for real?
No, duh.
Like, okay. Like, and then the main guy was like, what? Are you serious? It's like, what? It was just, parts like that was just so dumb. Like, you could have just left that out. Like this whole, like, it's supposed to be a bonding moment where he realizes that the burning or the burners or whatever they're called are like regular humans too. And it's supposed to be like this moment. And it's like, if we don't eat, we die. Like, okay. All right.
Isn't it like that for everyone?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
If I don't eat, I die too.
Right. That's what I would have said. I said, me too, fool. I don't know, man.
Are the burners the people that were putting the little spinny things?
Are you talking about the terrorist group?
Yeah.
No, the way they use them for energy, kind of like
yeah.
they spin them around.
Oh well, Cray, the villain, he was the one putting the burning inside of that. Yeah, spin around. But like I said, that's one thing that got me was the whole premise was the whole thing of there was a special type of universe or so, because there was a scene where after they melted the ice and everything, they went to that secret laboratory, and then that scientist was really the one explaining the whole story, of like, okay, this is what's happening, and he was explaining like, okay, this pyro, the Promare or whatever, came from a different dimension or universe, and then it like fused in with the earth, and I was like, whoa, I was like, where did all this come from? Like, that's when I started saying like, what the heck, like, why didn't you explain all of that? But I think it's just the problem of this series probably should have been this movie should have been a series. Like,
I think this movie seems like, and this happens a lot with video games, seems like it started off as just like a random project, and they decided to just go ahead and finish it and make it into something. That's what it seems like.
Yeah, but it should have been either 2 movies or a series, and they should have put a whole bunch of character development in the beginning.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Well, but because it's a situation where that whole part, what you're talking about, there was like maybe 3 instances of times like that during the movie where it's like they actually started explaining something, and they explained it super fast, super quick, and it's like, let's just get back to the mech battles, and it's just like.
So real quick, so the burners, or the people that are like spin around, they disintegrate, right? They don't see.
So they're expelling too much like energy or fire.
That was the one part that I was like, I kind of like that. I mean, it's so grim.
Gosh,
it's so grim, but it seems like in line with anime. You know, like those dark anime. Like, you're freaking using these people as energy to make this thing fly or whatever, and they're disintegrating. Ew! I was like, oh my gosh.
So I don't have Fake Tana set up all the way. The new Fake Tana 2.0, but the spoiler alert is like. All those people died, right? Hundreds and hundreds and thousands of people died for this experiment, right?
Yeah.
None of the main people died.
No,
villains or heroes. So that would kind of lead to...
You think there'd be another one?
Either they could do a show, but I just thought that was weak, that you had thousands and thousands of innocent people who died. And all throughout the movie, even when the burners like lost control of their powers and kill people, like all those people died too.
Yeah.
But none of the main characters died in the movie. None of them. So
I thought that Leo, the blonde guy, I thought he was gonna at least die or something.
Nope.
I was like, huh.
Nope. Nobody died. So it's just like, okay, like all this destruction and carnage and fire and burning and ice putting out fire, and nobody died. Like, okay.
But I was trying to think like if he's killed other people in his series, and I was like, oh, you know what, Tenjin Toppa, yeah, like Kamina died, and King Katan, he died. Like,
it's a whole show called Kill la Kill.
But I mean, like, in Kill la Kill, I don't even think like those main people died, which I was kind of like, were they going with a different direction? Because they were like, because see, here's the thing about it. The dude from this series, the main character Gallo, he looks just like Kamina. I feel like they were like, hey, you know what? We killed Kamina off in Tenjin Toppa, and let's bring him back here, and let's use him because people liked him a lot. So I wonder if they're like, we're not going to kill characters because people will be mad. Yeah. I don't know. That's just a thought. That's just.
I think it was the main disappointing thing about this for me is that I did like Kill la Kill, but I can't, based off of this, I can't recommend anyone watch anything else from the studio based off of this movie. Like, it was, to me, it was that bad, and it was like, it seemed like you're going in the wrong direction. So I wouldn't feel comfortable telling anyone, like, if there was a new some trigger came out, right? I want it to be like, oh yeah, let's go watch it, but it's gonna be like a nah. I don't want to watch that at all.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I
agree.
Kill la Kill go hard though.
That was pretty good.
I liked it. I just love the art style. I love the art style. If we don't eat, we die.
Oh man, what did you think about the mech that they had at the end?
It was all silly to me. I don't like mechs.
Oh really?
No, at all.
Wow.
Mike loved it.
I thought it was actually pretty cool.
I don't like mechs at all. I don't like mech battles. I don't do mechs. So to me they are too limited, and they all kind of do the same thing. Somewhere in there is going to be some punching, and it's just punching over and over because you really can't do a whole lot, more with mechs. You're gonna shoot stuff, or you're gonna have a weapon, or you're gonna punch, and it's just like, I
mean, I liked it a lot, man, because I feel like they were going back to kind of like their Tenjin Toppa days. Because it's like when they got in the suit, it's like they were like, oh, this kind of looks busted, and we don't like the name. So then they changed it, and the look of it changed, and I was like, oh yeah, that's Tenjin Toppa Gurren Lagann right there. So I really appreciated that, and I liked what they did with that. But like I said, it was just more of the aesthetics or action based stuff. Like I said, that's what I really enjoyed. It's pretty cool, man. Let me see.
What's your score then?
Mine?
Yeah.
You know what? I actually gave it a 7.8.
Okay.
It was, everything else in there was great to me. Like, everything else was pretty good, like how it looked to me. Because it took me a minute to get used to the style, but once I got used to it, I loved it. Like I said, but when it got down to story, character development, and like just the explanation of stuff, that's what really hurt it for me. Like, I mean, if they got that part right, then me personally, I'll probably be able to give it. I'll probably be able to give it a 9, probably, just because of how it was. But because there was so much that even had me like, okay, scratching my head, I was like, I got to bring it down.
What you got over there?
But it's not bad, not like that.
I gave it a 6.97.
Ooh, that's failing great.
Yeah, and I feel like I was generous on some stuff, but yeah, I'm the same way. Like, the plot, the writing, the character development, even the voice acting was okay.
The voice acting, wasn't good at all.
Yeah,
like there were certain voice actors in there, or certain characters.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't even understand what they were saying. Like it was like, what did that person just say?
Yeah,
because the voice acting was so bad. It was such a strain on the voice actor's voice to make this person sound different. To me, I would like to probably go back and watch the credits. I would assume that there weren't that many voice actors on this project, which goes back to what I was saying before, with it being a little cheap. So if you only got four voice actors, then two women, two dudes, they got to do people. Yeah, they got to do multiple voices. So I feel like something like that happened here. I don't really know though. Y'all can see my score.
Let's see, where is it at? Where is it? Oh, okay.
5.96.
4.86. Don't be trying to give it extra points.
I see grand total 5.96.
5.86.
5.8. You said 4.
Yeah, you said 4.
I don't think I did, but
you did.
We got it on wax.
It's on wax.
We got it on wax.
Said 4.
We can go back. We can find out.
Yeah, we can go back.
Thank goodness for that extra point that he gave.
5.86.
Okay.
Yeah, this is bad. Like, I would not recommend anyone to watch this, and unfortunately, I can't even recommend parents let their kids watch it.
Oh wow!
Because of the cussing, the unnecessary cussing that didn't really match any other parts of the movie,
and the burning spring around disintegrating.
Yeah, but that wasn't that graphic. You know what I mean? Like, the idea of it was like, oh, that's jacked up, but it wasn't really graphic, right? You didn't see any kind of weird arms and blood and guts and
getting thrown around.
Yeah, no. So, I don't know. What was that? Ice Maker? I'm trying to find, but again, Saturday morning cartoons. I said that it seems like it was for elementary and preteens. Like, that's the audience that I think would like this. Like, just remember your early days of waking up and watching random cartoon. It don't even matter which cartoon it was. The superhero, I'm going to fight. Yeah, we're going to kick some butt, right? And we're going to fight. Bright colors, all that kind of good stuff.
I think it's in that shonen level. That shonen level of age.
I don't know. Like, I just can't. Now, granted, when I was that age, I was watching Ninja Scroll. But that was what was appealing to me. Even though I started with Ninja Scroll, I don't think this would have appealed to me in high school. Like, I feel like this is like too childish, kiddish, whatever you want to say, for like high school kids to like it.
I don't know.
I don't know. Like, I don't feel like. Okay, I think one of my other notes is, This is the kind of anime that otakus get made fun of for watching. This is the type. This is the type where it's like, what are you watching? Oh, okay. And then you get made fun of. Like, this.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far and say that.
This is how I put it down. I'll put it to you like this. If you got a person that you met that don't watch anime or never seen anime, to get them to start watching anime, would you suggest that they watch this?
I mean, no. I'll probably tell them a movie wise. I'd be like, yeah, check it out, because I mean, for some people, they don't really go too hard into the story. They just want to see something appealing. I'm just saying, you think this is gonna get people who don't watch anime at all, never seen anime, you would think that this movie would get them into watching anime.
No, I would not start with this.
I'm not sure.
Because I think I'm using the same thing that I used when we talked about Battle Angel. I think Battle Angel was too much, too quick, as far as a live action adaptation of an anime. I think that was too much for your average person to go watch it and be like, oh, okay, I would like to have some more of this. And it's more, a lot of people are probably like, what is this?
Because if you, so does Kill a la Kill or whatever it's called?
Oh, that was close.
A la Kill.
Kill a Kill.
Kill a Kill. Does that have mech battles?
No, it doesn't have.
Not really. I think you had one character that was kind of bulky.
Yeah, he was bulky.
Yeah,
it was the same style of what they did originally. So basically, the first one that they did was Tenjin Toppa and Login. It was over the top, push your energy up to the infinity, and they were using mechs. Then in the next one, it was just use your outfit, and they were doing the same thing like with the mechs, but it's just they weren't in a mech.
Okay. Well, the only reason I ask is because I would think if you were trying to get somebody into anime, I just feel like, because the anime can be kind of complicated. We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
It can be kind of deep and you can get lost easily. I would start off depending. I mean, if they like something dark, I personally would say When They Cry, because I just think it's so good. But if it's like lighthearted, then maybe The Dungeon. But unless they're like super into mech battles, I wouldn't start with this. Just because there is no, because if you're not familiar with anime, I just feel like they're gonna get lost quickly on this one.
Yeah, I mean, people can't. It just depends on the person, because there are some, like whenever I get somebody into anime, there are like usually one of my go-tos. I'll sit there, like if it's somebody who's like really deep into story, I always go to Death Note. Just watch Death Note. Man. You'll be able to get into that easily. But then, like, some people who are, some people may be like, I don't want to watch something like that. They want to watch something down a different type of line. So it just varies.
Yeah.
Well, I just feel like this genre of anime, since we were talking about that earlier, does not exist for people in America outside of anime.
I'll say this right here.
My bad. No one, it would be hard for you to present this to someone like, this is what you're looking for, because there's no way they're looking for this.
Yeah, no.
If they were, they would already be an anime fan. There's no way, there's no other place for you to get anything like this. Like Death Note is a drama. You can get drama, live action, plenty of drama movies and TV shows and stuff. It's like, well, it's a drama, but it's just anime based. And they're like, oh, okay, like I'll check that out. This here, like you don't get this anywhere else but with anime. You know what?
If someone was down this type of line, I would probably tell them to start with Tenjin Toppa Login. I mean, that's the name of the show.
I know, it's just so funny.
Tenjin Toppa Login. Like, so I would tell them to start with that, and then just follow it up. Start there. And go Kill a Kill, then go.
Well, I mean, so that's where you would start for real? Like a brand new person watching anime, you would say Tenjin Toppin, like go watch this?
Yeah, if they want to get a good general idea, I'll just tell them, yes.
You have to say the whole thing. Tenjin Toppin, all the Roggin.
Well, see, because there's different genres. Like how we were talking about earlier, you have like your comedy based one where some people.
But in Gundam Wing better than that?
Gundam Wing, I mean, it depends. Well, here's my thing.
And you got mech battles?
For me, I enjoy more. I love Gundam Wing for like the philosophy type stuff, but
it also has your mech battles.
Yeah, it does have the mech battles,
and you got your drama, and you got a whole lot of everything in there.
Yeah, but it just really depends on what they're going for. But there are some anime where I'd be like, don't go into this. This is just like you said. I agree. Yeah, there are some where it's like, don't go into this because it can be too much for right now.
I think this is one of those.
It probably is.
Yeah, I think
I'll go ahead and agree then.
Yeah, I think this is one of those where it's like, this is kind of
like Serial Experiment Lane or whatever. To me, that's not something you would start a newbie off with. I don't think so.
Lane.
Because I got lost in that one too. Like I feel like I'm making myself sound slow, but I'm just saying some of that stuff's kind of deep. Like you have to be used to anime to pick up on some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Like you want like a good little basis to start from, because like you said, like Lane, it's like, oh, okay, like I get what, like I got what was going on in there, but that's because I've been watching anime and I was like, oh, okay, I see. Even though it's like, but even though they were pulling like a good old switcheroo in there a whole lot with like just the plot and what was going on.
Yeah, but I also think that it was intriguing enough that even if you didn't know what was going on, that you might stay interested. It was only 12 episodes.
Yeah, but but if you're lost and you don't have somebody explain it to you, I could see where I'd be like, I don't.
Yeah, but I think it's two different conversations. Is it to get somebody to watch something so they can understand what's going on, or is it to get somebody to watch something so they can like anime? I think those are two different conversations we're having.
I think so, like honestly, like Dragon Ball Z to me that's super basic. There's nothing like there's no like hidden deep meanings that I'm aware of. I just feel like it's a good little cute show, you know, some fighting, some filler, but
well, and I think I read somewhere that somebody was trying to say this movie is like a metaphor for climate change and blah blah blah. It's like, but I didn't even care, like, because there was nothing in there that made me want to look to see if there was any deeper meaning to anything, because it was just so basic. Now, I will say the first 2 minutes of the anime was dope, because basically what they showed was people, stressed out people, and then all of a sudden they kind of burst into fight. Well, and that's what they said on the news, but that's not what was actually happening. So I was just like let down from the beginning, because I was like, okay, you got these people, they're stressing out, and then they turn into Charizard, and I was like, oh, that's dope. And then they were like, no, they combust, and it's like, oh, okay, they're blowing up, okay, even better. And then like none of that was happening. I was like, okay. And then at the end of the day, when they actually explained what was happening, you know, they didn't even have any powers. People didn't even have powers. It was just alien life form. I was like, man, whatever.
Yeah, like I said, that's where I said, like, the story just kind of, I was like, okay, what's going on right here? Like, that's what I'll admit, like, some things didn't make sense in.
So you got close to an 8, you got close to a 7, and I got close to a 6. 6, 7, 8. But mine was a 5.86.
5. Okay.
Don't even watch it if it's free.
Dang, that's
even
messed
if
up.
even if your homeboy let you borrow it, don't.
Dang.
That's 2 hours. That's 2 hours. You could do something. You can do something else.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. So anyway, y'all ready to wrap up?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's see. I think. All right, back to the screen. Social media thing. What you pointing at? You don't try to point at it now. You just punched it earlier.
I'm so sorry.
That's not even mine. Anyway,
oh.
let's go ahead and do the social media thing real quick. Follow us at ANX Gamecast on all social media platforms and wherever you get your favorite podcasts. Speaking of this podcast, if you're listening, Spotify. Which ones that I did not mention earlier? Podbean,
Apple Podcast.
I said that one.
Oh, I don't know. SoundCloud.
Kiss FM.
I know, right?
But no. Anyway, if you're listening to the audio only version of this, video is out there. You can see Mike dabbing and punching stuff. You can see me looking at him crazy. No,
what the kids do.
Yeah, that's what the kids did like 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, I can't keep up with the kids.
Can't keep up with the kids. So anyway, this video is available on YouTube under AVersion TV. Go there, like some of the videos, watch them all, put them on repeat. Make sure to subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you can get all of the updates.
That's it for today, guys. Thanks for listening to ANX Gamecast. Join us next week where we will have our full Final Fantasy VII Remake, chapters 12 through 18 review. See you next time.
If we don't eat, we die.